Free! Are you an AAPC coder who is in need of some free CEUs? Don't worry, because I have got the best hookups for finding AAPC CEUs for free and some tips for our Ahima members as well. Hey everyone, I'm Victoria. I'm a medical coder, auditor, educator, national speaker, blogger, podcaster. Hey, this is the way. Today I'm going to give you guys my top 10 tips for how to get CEUs for free. Now, CEUs are one of the things that we don't discuss enough in medical coding school, and there's a lot of coders that get certified and go, what are CEUs and why do I need them and how many do I need? Well, I don't want to talk too much in this video specifically about how many you need and when to submit them. I just want to talk to you about where to find them. Where can you get those CEUs and where can you get them for free so that you don't have to pay tons of money if you don't have it. Now, I want to preface this by saying there's a lot of amazing consultants and organizations that provide very top-notch education that you do have to pay for because it is so specialized, because it has taken so long to put together or is just so amazing. And those are absolutely always worth the money that you have to invest in them, things like HealthCon. But if you are someone who doesn't have that money or doesn't want to spend that money on CEUs, there are plenty of resources you can utilize to get CEUs for free. One of the first things I want to talk about is Healthcare Business Monthly. So this is a magazine any AAPC member gets. Now, if you're an AAPC member and you're like, oh my gosh, I've never seen these before in my life, I've never gotten these magazines. Well, it means you don't have the right settings on your AAPC account. So if you go to your AAPC account and go to your preferences for Healthcare Business Monthly and uncheck the box for the magazine, you will get the paper copy of Healthcare Business Monthly. Otherwise, you will default to receiving the digital version. If you go to your resources, and under resources there under news is magazine Healthcare Business Monthly. Once you click on that, it will show you the current issue and you can view the full issue here if you're an AAPC member. And then here is the archive. The archive has versions that are in PDF and e-magazine. And here is the test yourself. And when you complete the test yourself, you earn 1 CEU. Now be careful because it does say here on the website that Healthcare Business Monthly CEUs are counted based on the issue date, not the date of completion. Test yourself quizzes are only available for 12 months after the issue published date. So what does that mean? That basically means that you can only complete Healthcare Business Monthlies for your certification date and onward. So if you're certified in March of 2019, according to the website, you can only do the ones from March 2019 and forward to count for your CEUs. Another cool resource on the AAPC website, if you go to the Education tab, over here there's a button that says Free CEUs. And what's under that Free CEUs are information about your local chapter events, which we'll talk about in a bit, your test yourselves for your Healthcare Business Monthly, and there's these quarterly webinars. Approximately every 3 months, the AAPC publishes a quarterly webinar for its members to earn a CEU for free. So if you click on the quarterly webinars, it will take you just need to watch the video, and then you can earn a CEU. Another resource you can use is the CMS website. Now, for a while, there was a lot of talk that CMS was not providing AAPC CEUs anymore. I think that may have just been temporary because it kind of looks like there are still some on their website, or they're at least referring you over to your Medicare contractors, depending on your area, in order to get CEUs from them. If you go onto the CMS website, what you're going to look for here is this Outreach and Education button. And here you can see there's a button there for earning credit for different courses. Now, right now they're going through some changes, but you can also see if you go onto the Outreach and Education page, there are some training sessions that they do have available, particularly for Medicare and Medicare policies. So if you go to the Medicare Learning Network, there's events and trainings. They have calls and webcasts and web-based training. Now, I do believe they are currently going through some changes in web-based training. Hopefully, shortly they will have those available. Probably by the time that you're watching this, they might have that updates available. But there is information here about earning continuing education units with the AAPC. And you can find information about particularly their calls and webcasts and the information about them on their website and what is and is not qualifying for AAPC CEUs. And it also does kind of tell you to go and check with your Medicare contractors. This is actually the listing of the current Medicare contractors. So there's Noridian, there's WPS, there's Novitas, there's Palmetto, and NGS, and some of these organizations do offer trainings that have CEUs. Mine, where I am, I'm over here in Pennsylvania, JL Novitas, they have lots of CEUs that we can earn. We can go right here to my good friend Google, Novitas Solutions. That's my Mac. And I'm in the JL area. You can earn CEUs from Novitas even if this isn't your Mac. You just have to understand that your personal Medicare contractor might have slightly different interpretations or policies, but it's definitely a great resource for training in CEUs. And the great thing about the Novitas website is when you go right here, you can see their education center. It's also over here in their education and training. And if you're looking for E&M stuff, they have lots of great E&M resources. But if you go to their education center, you have to be very careful because when you set up a account with them, it can be very difficult if you forget your password to get your passwords reset. So be very cautious about getting those passwords reset. If you have something like LastPass, I would recommend using that, or if you have like a password dictionary, do that as well. So Medicare Provider Learning. And oh gosh, let me see if I can remember what mine is here. All right, I'm in. So if you go to the library, so I'm Medicare Part B, they have classes and then they have online and they have webcast recordings as well. So I would want to go, let's see what they have here. Here's a virtual session they have coming up March 3rd for Part A and B, understanding the appropriate use criteria for advanced diagnostic testing. It looks like the Part B classes has some cool stuff on it. And you can also subscribe to their email services for this Medicare contractor and others, and they'll send you alerts of things like when they're having training sessions, if they've updated local coverage determinations, and lots of information that you might just generally want to know. Another way you can sometimes get CEUs is from your insurance companies or vendors. Those aren't great ones though to search online, but if you are in an organization already and they send you emails, sometimes they'll put in those emails that they're having upcoming training sessions and they offer CEUs for them. Another great but sometimes underused resource for CEUs is if you have a company sponsored event. So if you're working at ZYX Hospital and there's someone at ZYX Hospital that does routine training on medical coding to the medical coders within your organization, they can actually apply to the AAPC to get CEUs for that for free as an in-service. This is only for company sponsored events, so it has to be someone within your company presenting to other people within the company, not an outside consultant or someone that came in to do presentations. And you can see more information about this on the AAPC website. If you look for here under their CEU vendor FAQs, it says, will I be charged for an in-service? You won't, not for an in-service. Now you do have to have a CEU vendor account set up. It can't be under your personal account, anyone's personal AAPC account. You have to set up a separate login and password specifically set up as a CEU vendor to apply for the free in-service CEUs. Now, on the subject of company-sponsored events, I only learned this myself a few months ago, but apparently if you're in a hospital and they offer sessions to providers with CMEs, you can also go and attend certain CME events and earn CEUs. This is detailed in the AAPC website under the CEU information for members. It states here that CMEs and AMA PRA Category 1 credits can be used for CEUs, and that every hour of education earns you 1 CEU. So maybe if you're at an organization where they don't offer AAPC events, but they do offer CMEs to providers, and you can get permission to attend those events, you can, if you get the certificate afterwards, apply that to your AAPC CEUs. And just a side note, as we're kind of on this page, one thing I do want to mention is that Ahima does accept all AAPC CEUs, but AAPC does not accept Ahima's CEUs. So if you are in both AAPC and Ahima, you can use your AAPC CEUs towards your Ahima certification, but not vice versa. Another great resource to find free CEUs is through your local chapter. What you can do is you can hit this Find a Chapter button. And if you're not already assigned a chapter, what you can do is just list all of the chapters in your area. This is every single chapter that the AAPC has. And a lot of them are now having virtual visits. Now, the AAPC does have some regulations as far as not chapter skipping and going around and just going to every single chapter you can to get the CEUs. It's generally limited to chapters that you would have reasonably driven to, maybe in 100 miles or so. And it's not because we don't want everyone to benefit from the education, but there can be capacity issues. So say a chapter has usually 90 members that attend a session, but they only have a Zoom account that can have 100 attendees. Well, if they have 30 people that are trying to attend from, all kinds of outside states, that might push some of their actual chapter members out. So the members that are supposed to go, their chapter members, might not get into attendance because they've had so many visitors. And that's why we suggest that you probably limit yourself to chapters that you have within a reasonable distance. Or if you see that there's a chapter that has a virtual meeting and you're like, oh my gosh, I need something on chiropractic services and it's so hard to find and I really just need to get to this chapter meeting for that, then you can email the chapter officers and they'll tell you if they have the seating to accommodate you. Just be prepared that they may say, hey, we want to make sure that all of our chapter members get in first, and then if there's space afterwards, we'll let you in. Now, I don't know who runs this website, but they are a rock star. There's a website that you can check out that's called hitnots.com, HITNOTS.com. And it's a website that has lots of listings of free CEUs that are coming up for AAPC. So you can see here's your free online CEUs for 2021. And when this page loads, it's going to tell you all the upcoming webinars that are offering CEUs. And not only ones that are upcoming live, but on-demand training sessions as well. And you can see one of my trainings is listed there. So hey, hats off to whoever is running hitnots.com. Phenomenal resource. Now, if you're into Facebook, there are some Facebook groups you can join for AAPC CEUs that are free or for cheap. The one thing I want to caution you though is they're not like corporate or company moderated groups. So because they are personally owned and operated, they can have some things in there that maybe occasionally aren't related to CEUs if they want to just share some funny jokes with you. Or occasionally you might have someone that maybe promotes a workshop or something that is $100, but they'll say, oh, well, each CEU is only $5 a piece. So you might have that in there as well. Now, my last resource for free CEUs is my website, contempocoding.com. On my courses page, I have a couple of free CEU courses available. Why Risk Adjustment Coders Are Earning More Money is free. And then my new one, Modifiers for the Medical Office, that I created for my 15,000 subscribers celebration and offered as a prize to everyone and anyone who wants to take this course for free. All you have to do is just go through the enrollment process, and then there's going to be a quiz at the end. You have to take the quiz and pass it at 70% in order to earn the CEUs. And while it's not free, I also have 2 CEU courses that I offer just to my paid members, and you can get paid membership for just $1.99 a month. And there's several CEUs that you can earn from being a member of this channel. If you're interested, just hit that join button and you can become a channel member and gain access to those CEU courses. And I just want to do a quick plug, #not-sponsored. If you're interested, there's a great resource called Billing and Coding Advantage magazine, and they have tons of CEUs, and you get this magazine. They have so many resources. It's an amazing, amazing thing that's been put together, and it's not super expensive, actually. If you want to get a subscription for an individual, it's very low cost. It's only $79 a year. Personally, I just think it is very well worth the value. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you give it a big thumbs up and share with your coding friends so that they can get the benefits of where to get free CEUs as well. If you haven't already and you want more great content like this, I would highly encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can get alerts when I post new episodes. I will see you in the next episode, and until then, just keep on coding on.